I think that what's really interesting is that generally we think of like sponsorship as like very high education, like a PhD from somewhere is going to get sponsored to come here, or somebody who has these like very detailed high level skills. But in the case of my family, it was my father's ability to work with machines that actually got him a sponsor here. We went through that process. And then in 1992, when I was 16 years old, the papers came through. I still remember the day as if it was today. My father is coming in with this yellow envelope that reads, U.S. Embassy in Uruguay. And the papers had come through, and we had green cards, and we could come to the United States of America. This was a very interesting experience. I've had to do a lot of therapy on it because very, very layered situation. First of all, I have my father who is feeling like he just won the lottery, right? And he did. He basically won the lottery. There are only just a few people that get to come from South American countries into the United States legally, and him and his family were the winners of these lottery tickets. Then I have my mom who's showing a different side. She doesn't want to leave. She has a job. She has friends. She has her sister. She has lots of things in Uruguay, her communities in Uruguay. She doesn't want to leave. Then I have my younger brothers. I have two younger brothers. One is 3 years younger, one 9 years younger. And they're kind of young. So they're sort of like, well, what am I going to do? My parents are moving. I'm moving. And then you have me kind of in the middle of this whole thing, sort of being old enough to be able to make my own decisions. And yet I am also not old enough to stay. Sort of in this middle of like, well, I don't have the agency to decide to stay. I have to go. And I'm also losing everything that I know. I'm losing my school, the community that I had there, the wonderful teachers that were part of there. I had a boyfriend there. I had tons of friends. Everything that I knew one day is left behind. And I moved to the United States, sight unseen, to start a new life. So this was an incredibly defining experience.
Yeah.